Kickoff for the Chelsea-Arsenal game. Chelsea beating Arsenal 2-0. Romelu Lukaku on his return to the Premier League getting a goal as well. But obviously we're here to talk about Manchester United today. Southampton won, Manchester United won. Disappointing result for Manchester United, I've got to say. A proper disappointing result. Now, I'm happy by the fact that 1-0 down, we managed to turn it around, we managed to get back into the game in the second half. Mason Greenwood gets a goal that was well worked by Bruno and Pogba. I thought Pogba was excellent for Manchester United today, absolutely excellent for Manchester United today. But United weren't good enough as a whole. I thought the decision to move Greenwood from the centre up top was the wrong decision. I didn't mind seeing Anthony Martial starting or coming from the bench, because I think he needs to get minutes under his belt. He needs to get fitness. Obviously, he's been out for 5 months, no pre-season training or matches to really get under his belt. The performance from him wasn't good enough, and for that reason, like, it didn't make sense to take Greenwood out of that position after the start that he had had. But the selection itself, you can't complain with, because yes, Matic, poor performance from him. Fred, poor performance from him. But ultimately, Manchester United had enough out there on the pitch today to be able to beat this team, and we didn't. We had enough out there on this pitch to beat this team. And then going 1-1 after 55 minutes, 60 minutes or whatever it was, with the time that we had to play ourselves into the game and win the game, to not use that, and the substitutions didn't improve the team, I don't think. It was really disappointing. Now, it's early in the season, it's a draw, 2 points drop, you know, these things happen, but you've got to see a reaction to this, and you've also got to hope that it isn't something that happens regularly. Now today, I can look at that and say, well, actually, United today, you know, maybe the lack of fitness, maybe the lack of midfield signing, etc., didn't help us, but we need to change one of those things, and that's the midfield signing, because fitness we can get. You know, the players can get fitness. The players can play games and get better. But what they can't do is become a different player. And we need a number 6 in that team. Fred is not good enough on his own. McTominay, not good enough on his own. Although with Varane and Maguire behind him, could he become that guy? Who knows? But for me, he's not good enough on his own. Matic is no longer good enough to be able to play that role week in, week out. And therefore, we're lacking a real number 6. We've got possibly the 2 best number 8s in the world in Bruno and Pogba, or at least 2 players that are up there with the best players in their position. But the number 6 position, when you look around at Chelsea, Jorginho, you know, you got Kante, you got Kovacic. 3 of those players there play for Manchester United in the number 6 position. You look at Manchester City and the players they have for that position, you know, the Rodris, the Fernandinhos, etc. They play for Manchester United week in, week out in that position. You even look at Liverpool, whose all-round squad is, I'd argue, isn't as good as Manchester United. But you look at Liverpool's midfield position, and their midfielders are much better than ours. You know, you've got Fabinho in there, you got Thiago that can play 6. Like, their number 6 are better than us. I even think they got Henderson, Naby Keita, etc. So their options in that midfield area, which is a crucial position, you know, for any team that wants to win the league, are better. And that's where I feel Manchester United will be let down this season if we go into it beyond the transfer window deadline with this team. Look at Spurs today. They beat Wolves 1-0. Good result for them. But Ruben Neves was playing for the opposition, and I thought he had a very, very good game. And he's another player that Manchester United could easily go out and make happen in terms of bringing in a deal. David with the super chat says, Adam, we need midfielders at least 1 in this window. I agree. Michael Jones says Paul Pogba is always played out of position. One of our best players being played out of position because we haven't got what we can get behind him. We need those midfielders to be better behind them. Then you can start playing a 4-3-3. Pogba can be in his preferred position, and of course you can get, you know, your winger and all that, and you don't need to force Pogba into that left wing position, where I don't think it's look. I think he plays well from there, but I don't think it's his best position, because then we still need to play Bruno next to him. We still need to play McTominay and Fred, and McTominay and Fred as a 2 doesn't work for me. Fred not good enough today at all. I just don't. I don't think he's good enough. He's a squad player for Manchester United. And you look at the likes of James Garner, you look at the likes of Dylan Levitt, etc., coming through in a couple of years, you'd expect them like to be playing ahead of him. Do you know what I mean? And Fred's a £50 million signing, a £50 million Brazilian. He's not good enough. Ultimately, not good enough. Nemanja Matic, not good enough. You know, I saw Jesse Lingard coming. I like Jesse Lingard as well. Donny van der Beek doesn't come off the bench. You're asking yourself, what's going on there with Donny van der Beek? Surely even he's better than Fred and McTominay. Like, the midfield options behind Bruno and Pogba are not good enough for a club the stature of United, and we need to change that. But overall today, I thought our finishing in the first half let us down. There was a goal line scramble where Salisu I thought it was fantastic for them today. He blocked one off from Anthony Martial. He blocked one from Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba had a header which he just sent over. Like, it was just annoying. Now, a lot of criticism for Anthony Martial and the front three, etc., etc. But today, our problems all laid in that midfield area. Of course, Anthony Martial needs to improve. I wouldn't start him in the next game. This isn't me defending his performance. I thought it was poor today. But everything that was wrong with Manchester United today came from that midfield area. Just not good enough at all. Just not good enough. So, yeah, man, let me know your lot's opinions in the comments below. You know, we see Liverpool 6 points out of 6, Spurs 6 points out of 6, Chelsea 6 points out of 6, City 3 points out of 6, United 4 points out of 6. So it's not the end of the world, but it's a sign, and these signs need to be acknowledged. These signs need to be, you know, listened to, and we need to make sure before this transfer window closes, Manchester United get themselves a brand new number 6, a brand new DM, and then maybe then we will be able to challenge. Because when I was looking at Chelsea today, they have it in every position. You know, maybe a Chelsea fan will come out and say they don't have a certain player, but I thought the player that they needed to get was a striker, and they managed to get it. I think City, they need to get a striker. We know that. But when you look around at other team squads, ours is just lacking in that midfield area. And to win the league, I think you have to have a solid midfielder. We haven't won the league in that area. You know, we haven't won the league since Michael Carrick. And we ain't had a player as good as him in that position since, to be honest. How much I would give for Michael Carrick in our team. Fred can't be in this team ever. Neither can Matic, says De Gamba. Stewie says, I'm fed up with Fred. Without a CDM this window, we won't win nothing, says Beat Prod. Produced by CM. And I agree as well. We have to go out, get that DM, and then we can challenge. No DM, no 21 is coming. You know what I mean? But today, I thought they were play like they did today. You forget about keeping Pogba, Adam. Well, I thought Pogba played well. Today. I thought he was one of our better players today. Calvin Phillips or Declan Rice, says Jordan. Saul 40, Neves 40. Why don't United go for them, says Ray. I think you could see some potential movement now, because one of the things United had to do was we had to get rid of a few players. Andreas Pereira's gone out on loan to Flamengo. So there are, you know, movements happening with Manchester United now, which could mean that we do get to see, you know, the transfer happen in that midfield position. I did predict that it would happen closer to the end of the window, and I hope it does. You know, I've seen someone say Yves Bissouma in there. I'd love Yves Bissouma to sign for Man United, but it's not going to happen. Slayer in Liverpool says United are not finishing better than 4th. We'll finish above Liverpool, RX. Me and Rory will be recording the podcast tomorrow, so make sure you're keeping it locked for that. I am going to get out of here now, so make sure you're keeping it locked. Like, comment, share, and subscribe too. Thank you for tuning in. Apologies we were late. I was obviously on the kickoff, so I had to sort that out first. Now the kickoff's done, I can do my reaction. Just a shame we're not talking about a Man United win. Arsenal lost though, so that made us feel a bit better. Although Chelsea 6 points out of 6. They're my title favourites, you know, Chelsea. And if we want to join them near the top of the league, challenging for that title, we need that midfielder. See you in a bit, guys.